On everybody, this is Laughcraft. This is episode 15. We're halfway to 30, which I mean is a statement in of itself. And we're almost at 20, so numbers. Anyways, nothing's really happened in the gaming world recently. Ever since the Xbox event, we kind of just been waiting on August to get here, since Sony and Microsoft said they were going to have more events coming up, and Nintendo's also been just silent. So we have no idea what's happening with them. So
yeah, no, it's been quiet. I've been sitting around waiting for, how like we talked back in, I think, March or April about like the new games coming out, and I was hoping for like they to be coming out in July.
Yeah.
But it's looking like August is the month that things are just finally releasing, so it's just a waiting game.
Yeah, for sure. I think everything's just waiting for these new systems, which are going to come in November. So, and also with coronavirus, you can't like really figure out anything. So I think it's kind of changing as we go along. Especially with Nintendo, they've literally said nothing. We have no idea what's coming out in the next few months. So I'm kind of just like sitting here with nothing.
Well, it's crickets when it comes to video games, but it's not crickets when it comes to sporting events. Baseball started up, and Braves with that comeback.
I know. It wasn't even like a regulation game, but it was really awesome that they came back for that. Also, basketball just started back up as well.
Did it? I didn't know that.
So now they're playing games. So it should be an interesting year. I'm interested to see how like football is and if that truly starts back up and everything. So
yeah, agreed. And I don't know. I mean, like, how have you felt it with? I guess nobody's going to the games because nobody's going to the stadiums. I just wonder if football is going to be the same way, and will anybody really sense a difference when it's set up that way?
I mean, I'm sure people will definitely sense a difference, and I think those kind of like video packages will go up in price and that kind of stuff because demand will rise. So
yeah. ESPN's about to be going up for sure.
I forgot who has it, but I think it's DirecTV that has like the NFL package or whatever. So I mean, people might be switching to DirecTV just so they can get and watch football games.
Well, back in college, the way that me and my roommate would watch a few of the football games is that YouTube provided like a package where like you could watch the football games. So we ended up paying for that.
Yeah.
That's how we got to watch a few games.
Yeah, they were like attempting some things, like especially in undergrad, with like having games on Twitter and games on ESPN and YouTube. It was like really interesting. They were trying all of these things. I think Twitter thing is still a thing, but I'm not sure if that's like every game or just like it picks and chooses which ones are up on there. So
see, with the Twitter, I never saw anything where like I would have to pay for it, but when I was keeping up with the 49ers, they would always be like, people would always be posting like small clips as well as what the scores were like on a regular basis. And then Twitter would be keeping track of like the live score at the very top.
Yeah, I mean, I think people can download apps for the live score anyways. I know like the NFL app and ESPN both have that, but it's not like you can't like actually watch it, which is what people want to do. So yeah. But anyways, you know that Rocket game that was supposed to come out?
Yes.
So it came out and it was supposed to be selling for like $40. And apparently it didn't do too well because it's already down to $10. So
people must have not enjoyed it, dude.
And that really that showed
so
what, like it's been like 3 weeks ago since that showed at the EA event.
It looked so hype though.
It did look really good, and just like people didn't enjoy it, I guess.
Oh, speaking of stuff that's not doing really good right now, movie theaters, dude. I was seeing something between AMC and like the actual, I don't know who, they were having discussions on like there's going to be a deal where movies are going to be showed in theaters for like 2.5 weeks only, and then it's finally switching over to being able to be broadcast on TVs and stuff. So
really,
yeah. So you would, and you know how like normally you would go to the movie theater because you don't want to wait like the 2.5 months until you can finally like watch it on your TV. Well, that's switching. That's going to be switched over to 2.5 weeks and then movies are finally available to be able to stream, which I think is a huge step for the streaming industry, but it's a huge step that I don't think the movie theaters like AMC and Regal were probably expecting for that to be happening.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that like a for sure thing, or is that just
I was
something
reading
they're
it on
talking
an
about?
article.
So,
I don't know how accurate the article was, but it was dealing with like
yeah.
here. I think it was I was looking at stocks. That's why I was researching.
Okay. Yeah. No, for sure. I think that's an interesting concept. I think they were successful with the Trolls, like the little kid movie Trolls World Tour that came out just on where people could spend the $20 just to rent it. I think that was kind of successful, and so people are like looking at that more. I think the experience in movie theaters is still there because you've got the surround sound, you've got the experience of getting like popcorn and a slushie and everything else. So, I mean, I think the experience in movie theaters are still there, but bringing it home, I think, will be successful. I just think maybe like a month after or a little more than 2 weeks. So,
I agree. I mean, like movie theaters for me. I mean, like you and me basically grew up in movie theaters. You like it was literally every weekend we would be going down to the Mall of Georgia to go watch it at the Regal, or we'd be going to Hamilton Mill and go to that movie theater.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter. Like I was already at the point of like diamond membership with Regal just because of how often we'd be going to the movie theaters.
For sure. I think we went for every week for a solid like 2 to 3 years. So, and like there wasn't even like that good of movies that came out. I think we just like went and saw a movie because that was our thing. So
yeah, I mean like that was our thing. We enjoyed watching them. I remember like me being the loner, you guys would be busy, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go watch a movie because I have nothing else going on. So
I remember you telling me that. I'm like, bruh, you gotta go with people. So
that was fine, dude. I think it was in college too, where like everybody was busy, and I had completed all my finals, and I was just like, all right, what do I have? I have a free day, don't have to go to work, so I literally went and watched like 2 movies that day.
Jonathan like drove over to the NCG or Regal over there and was like, I'm watching this. Yep. I'm watching that.
Yep. The guys at the cashier's like, do you have nothing going on today? I'm like, nope, don't have anything going on.
I'm done with everything. Everyone else is suffering. So
yeah, pretty much.
I don't think I've ever watched a movie by myself. Now that I'm thinking about it, like in the theaters, at least.
I'm a brave soul, apparently, for doing it.
Because usually, like, you're the one that I watch like animated movies with in theaters, and then all the other movies normally people want to see them with me. So like, remember when we watched Frozen together, and the little 4-year-old was like staring at me the entire movie?
Dude, that was the funniest thing ever because we went in there, and we're completely like it was so funny because like it's such a little kids movie, but we sat down in the very back, and then a mom and like her child went and sat right next to you, and that child was just staring at you like mouth wide open, like what is he doing in here?
For real. It was hard for me to like pay attention to the movie when the child was just like, what is happening? Like, why are they sitting in the back? Like, what is happening? So.
I think out of all the best animated movies that we went and watched, it would have to be How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Oh, yes.
That we all watched together. That was so good.
It's incredible. And the third one and fourth one, did they have a fourth one? I think they did.
I've seen them all, I'm pretty sure.
It was really good. So, definitely, it's only 3. Definitely one of the best trilogies of all time, for sure. DreamWorks had a hit, for sure. I have like a little How to Train Your Dragon Toothless in my office. So
of course you do. You have him on your desk? Is he like a bobblehead?
He's not. I don't think he's a bobblehead. He's just like a little character. He's on my bookshelf. I have like a bookshelf with like a bunch of different things. I have like a little samurai dude, a little Pokeball that Brittany made for me, Totodile, Wolf, because that's like our mascot at UWG, an owl because that's for my undergrad, and just a bunch of other random stuff that I have on there. I have the ship that you brought me from the Cayman Islands or something islands that you went to.
Oh, Catalina Islands.
Catalina Islands, yeah.
Catalina Islands out in California. I'm like, there's a ship I brought you, and I'm like, oh, I completely forgot about that one.
Yeah, no, that was awesome. So yeah, I just have all that stuff like sitting on my bookshelf. I like to just kind of show people that stuff. So
Understandable. So, are you going to be busy the month of August, Matthew? I know that like schools are somewhat coming back. You got me so confused with that.
yeah, so I mean, at least at UWG, we're kind of like coming back, at least in the residence halls, and classes are like hybrid and in class. So what I've heard is like, say you had a Tuesday, Thursday class, you can pick which one of those days you want to go into class. So you can pick like, hey, like I want to go into class on Tuesdays and not Thursdays, so I'm going to go into class on Tuesdays. So it's just like, it's interesting because like, why wouldn't everyone pick Tuesdays because they don't want to go to class on Thursdays and just have the whole week?
Thursday's college night.
So I'm just like confused of how that's really going to work. And then with the dining hall, right now, they have one chair per table. But there's only like 100 tables max. So I don't know when the actual like school population comes back, how they're even going to have that work. Like, it just doesn't
Honestly,
make sense.
I think the schools are betting on the fact that Corona's just going to go right back up. That's why they're not making a big... I mean, like, think about it. Your school population is how many people, and they don't really know what the heck they're doing for the food?
I think it's like 9,000, 10,000. It's 11,000 maybe, max. It's not... It's like half what Kennesaw is. Less than half what Kennesaw is. So...
Yeah.
It's interesting because like I heard also like one of the dining halls might be only to go, but like the whole point of going to the dining halls is to have like all you can eat.
Duh.
Like so you can like keep getting food and stuff. So I don't know how they're really going to monitor that, number one, or if you're just going to be able to get one meal. Yeah, they really are. It doesn't make sense. But hey, we'll see in next 2 weeks, 3 weeks. We'll see how everything
when I
goes
had
down.
dining tickets back in Kennesaw, I would be loading up on like 5 plates. Guys, you don't understand. Like, freshman 15 is a real thing. It really is.
It really was.
No,
I got like the freshman
I did
30.
too. I went from I went into college at weighing 180, right? 185. I came out of college weighing like 210. I put on 30 pounds in about like a 3-year time span.
It was definitely a different ball game, especially when I went, because the food was just, everything was so good. Every time I went, it was like, I'm in love. That's how it was. But I mean, it's changed since because the top chef got fired. But that's a whole nother story in of itself. So, but yep, it's gonna be an interesting year for sure for colleges and universities and even schools in general. So,
dude, I know, but. I mean, like, we'll get through this together. 2020, we're almost past the halfway mark, if already past it. So hopefully 2021 is a better year. Hopefully
everyone's like talking about how 2021 is going to be a better year, but we don't know anything.
We don't know anything.
I think once we get like a vaccine, I think everything will be back to normal. But we'll see. I think we just got to make it to like December. So
nah, I'm just waiting for the government to be like, oh yeah, here's the release of the aliens. 2020 is the year that we're just gonna let everybody know. Yep, aliens exist.
Area 51's gonna like show pictures or something. Like,
yep.
Oh, that would just be 2020. It's just time to.
I would just be like, all right, that's it. Shut down the year. Not
For
going to work.
Let's go ahead and switch over to 2021 and start over. Like,
this is the year that we start over on everything.
Year 1.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I think it's been quite a time. So,
any last words, Matthew?
I mean, the last words are definitely for you, but I think, just wait for episode 16. Okay. Last words, though, is... I don't really have any last words. School's coming back. Be safe. Have fun.
I'm ready for football season.
True. Same.
That's
Go
my
Dolphins.
final last word. Yep. But not Dolphins. 49ers.
All right. Adios.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Please leave a comment